Welcome back. I, 29 female, have been happily married to my high school sweetheart for 3 incredible years now. We'll call him John, 31. Our love story has been nothing short of magical, and I feel blessed every day to have him in my life. John is a booming real estate agent, and he's absolutely amazing at what he does. He's driven and dedicated, and his work ethic is something I admire immensely. However, one aspect of his job occasionally tugs at my heartstrings. He's often out meeting with clients, attending property showings, and networking at real estate events. This sometimes leaves me feeling a little lonely. I've always been his biggest supporter, and I genuinely believe in his dreams. However, with his hectic schedule, it can get tough. We used to spend so much time together in high school and college, and now it feels like our quality time has been significantly reduced. We make sure to cherish the moments we have when he's around, but there are days when I miss having him by my side, even for the simplest things like dinner or watching a movie. But here's where my incredible best friend from college comes into the picture. Let's call her Sarah. She's been my rock through thick and thin, and we've shared countless memories over the years. Sarah has this unique way of making me forget about the loneliness that creeps in when John is away. We've always had a special bond, and I can't express how grateful I am to have her in my life. One weekend, John got out of town for a few days to attend a convention, so Sarah invited me for dinner to celebrate her recent promotion at work. I brought a champagne and knocked on her door. Her brother Ezekiel, 28, opened the door. I was shocked to see him, but a little happy to see a friendly face. But I did not remember how tall and good-looking he was until now. We chatted over dinner and had fun talking with Sarah and her parents. The night went deep, and we all felt a little tipsy from all the wine. Sarah and her parents went to sleep, and I was supposed to call an Uber. But even before I picked up my phone, I felt Ezekiel's hand on my waist. He asked me if he wanted to continue, and without any hesitation, I said yes. We did it on Sarah's balcony, and I felt alive again. I knew that was wrong, and I don't blame it on the alcohol, but I am drunk and have been horny for the longest time. I felt guilty afterward and ran through the door. The next day, my husband went home from the convention. As usual, he was tired and went straight to our bedroom after barely talking to me. I would have felt more guilty about what I did, but this is what he always does. He acts as if I'm nothing. I followed him to our bedroom to chat, but as he was changing clothes, suddenly there was a thunderous knock. We both panicked and went downstairs immediately. He reached the door first, and I saw Sarah very angry. I was puzzled, clueless, and confused. She told my husband he should know what kind of woman I am. She said I broke our marriage by sleeping with her younger right on her balcony. My husband was not talking and looked very shocked. He looked at me, but Sarah caught his attention once again, saying that he should leave me as I'm a hoe, and I destroyed my marriage just because of my sexual desires. My husband did not say a word. He just asked Sarah to leave. By this time, Sarah was still making a commotion outside our home, making our neighbors peek through their windows and see what was happening. I begged John to first listen to me, but he immediately said that I should pack my bags and leave the house. I insisted on explaining myself, but that made him burst and start shouting, saying that he's doing everything he can for me and our future family, and this is how I will repay him. He said a lot of degrading words, and I could not take it. I was forced to pack some things and rush to my car. I drove without knowing where to go. Can I ask for some advice on what I should do? I'm not in the right mind to make decisions after all that's happened. I'm still in shock, and I'm really lost right now. I could really use some advice from you guys since I feel like I'm all alone in this world. I'm gonna lose my mind. Please don't be harsh. Edit, no, I didn't have an affair. It was a one-time thing, and I do believe we can work through this as a couple. I do not believe I'm a wuss or a hoe or an S-slang like everyone keeps telling. I made a genuine mistake, and I wish to go back to our home, the home I built with my husband, and start over, and yes, I do deserve another chance. Update. I feel like I owe you an update on how my life turned out. I'm now in the middle of my divorce with my high school sweetheart husband. I still come by his house to pick up some of my things as I have a much smaller apartment now and do not have enough space for all my stuff if I'll pick it all at once. I tried talking to him and get him to take me back, but it's just impossible with him. Either he treats me like I'm invisible, or he talks to me, but I hear nothing but hurtful words, and I firmly believe I do not deserve to be treated like a murderer or a felon. Ever since high school, I've always been loyal to him. Even when he committed mistakes, even when he treated me like I was nothing, I stayed with him. I always chose him, and one time when I gave in to my desires, he completely shut me down. I'm not perfect, but neither is he. But here he is, acting as if he'd never do any wrong. On top of my divorce, I feel like I'm also going through a friendship breakup. This is harder than I thought. I also tried making things up with my best friend, but I guess what I did meant much more than our lifetime friendship. She even ruined my reputation with our other friends and told them how I slept with my brother. Now I don't have a best friend and even just friends. All of them are siding with her even without hearing my side of the story. They haven't been a perfect friend, especially Sarah. She made mistakes like dating one of my friends' ex, but now she's acting like what I did is the most horrific thing that happened to her. I'm not a saint in any way, but I feel everybody's being harsh unnecessarily. This is just too much, but I'll make things work. Though I do not know where to start, I know I will get back there and live my life. Comments. Cheating on your husband, especially with your best friend's brother, is a huge betrayal. It's not just a mistake or a momentary lapse in judgment, it's a conscious choice that you made. Your husband's reaction is entirely understandable given the circumstances. You say you deserve another chance, but have you considered the pain and heartache you've caused to the people you claim to love? It's easy to ask for forgiveness, but it's another thing entirely to earn it. This isn't a matter of being harsh, it's about taking responsibility for your actions and understanding the gravity of what you've done. What you did was not just a genuine mistake, it was a betrayal of trust to your husband and a significant breach of friendship with Sarah. Trying to downplay it as a momentary lapse or claiming that you deserve another chance doesn't cut it. Your actions have consequences, and rightfully so. Your husband and Sarah have every right to be upset and hurt by what you did. Cheating isn't something that can be easily brushed aside, and your actions speak volumes about your character. Instead of seeking validation or sympathy, it's time to reflect on your choices, accept the consequences, and focus on personal growth. Trying to justify your actions won't lead to healing or reconciliation in your relationships. While you may believe in second chances and growth, you need to understand that not everyone may share the same perspective. Your husband and best friend are entitled to their feelings and decisions. They're under no obligation to forgive and forget. It's a difficult lesson, but sometimes actions have permanent consequences. Story 2. I'm 28 female seeking some advice. And I understand that the situation I found myself in is complex and hurtful for everyone involved. Please, let's try to keep this conversation constructive and empathetic. 3 months ago, I started a new job as a chef, which I was excited about. It meant working closely with some male colleagues. Let me begin by saying that I've always valued fidelity in a relationship, and I had never imagined myself in a situation like this. My husband, 32, and I have been trying to have a baby for the last 6 months, and it's been emotionally challenging. Because I felt like I wasn't ready, but my husband was excited about this next step in our relationship. So I felt pressured into doing something that I didn't want to be, but I could not bring myself to come forth and be honest with my husband. At work, I became friends with a male colleague, 20s male, who was going through a difficult separation. We started texting, and over time, our friendship escalated into something it shouldn't have. My colleague initiated some of the texts, and there were moments when I should have stopped the conversation, but I didn't. Then things progressed, and the messages and pictures I sent became sexual in nature. Then we hung out at his place when his roommate was out, and things escalated to a point of no return. Now my husband knows, and he's hurt. I love my husband, and I'm devastated by the pain I've caused him. Our relationship means the world to me, and I never wanted to jeopardize it. I've also been dealing with my own personal issues, such as alcohol use and an eating disorder, which I know I need to address. I've already cut myself off from my colleague, and I'm actively seeking another job in the area, but I'm willing to stay home if needed. Our life means everything to both of us, and I hope we can find a way to move forward and heal our relationship. I appreciate any insights and advice you can offer during this difficult time. Thank you for your understanding. I understand that infidelity is a complex issue, but let's not sugarcoat it. What you did was wrong. You betrayed your husband's trust, plain and simple. You can't just chalk it up to feeling sorry for a colleague or personal issues. Sending intimate photos and saying "I love you" to someone else while you're married is a clear breach of trust. You could have at least put a stop there, but you let things progress even further, so shame on you. You need to take full responsibility for your actions and the impact they've had on your husband and your marriage. It's going to take a lot of work to rebuild that trust, but whether your husband wants to do so is entirely up to him. He doesn't owe you anything.